Two teams trying to turn around recent misfortunes collide tonight here at Trinity Health Stadium in Hartford as Athletic plays Charleston Battery. Hi, everybody. We're along with Mark Donaldson. I'm Joe D'Ambrosio. Charleston's woes not as severe as Hartford's, but they're certainly not playing up to the level they did earlier this year.
No, they're not, but they've got money in the bank. And they're not playing with house money, but they're sitting second, albeit their form in June, Joe, has not been good. They haven't been able to find the back of the net recently. And they're up against the Hartford side, who I thought took a couple of steps forward up until Wednesday, and then 3 steps back with a disappointing performance and result in their midweek game.
One to watch for Hartford, the only man to find the back of the net on Wednesday.
Yeah, he's very flexible, and just as well, because I think this will be probably his 4th positional change of the season. He got the first goal against Detroit. Johnny on the spot, right place, right time for Openo. He will find himself a little bit further back as far as the starting position is concerned in this game, but he will try and get into the box wherever possible. Antoine Openo.
And a familiar face, Derek Dotson, our one to know for Battery.
Yeah, good player and someone that knows this place very well. And those 5 goals and 3 assists with Hartford in 2021. And then last season, this game finished 6-3 for Hartford. But Dodson will be a threat to the Hartford defense and to the team. He's a good player, and as you can see, he knows where the back of the net is.
It's a rematch of earlier this season. Charleston winning in extra time, stoppage time in South Carolina. Starting lineups in the kickoff next here on MyTV9 and ESPN+.
An injured knee might look pretty simple, but there's a whole person behind that injury. One who misses the feel of his jump shot and spending time with friends on the court. It's not enough just to heal. He needs to get back out there. At Trinity Health, we're here to help you reach your goals. We combine all the knowledge and expertise of a national health system with personalized health care that treats the individual behind the injury. Because we see all of you.
Achievement takes more than having a dream. It takes having the spirit to beat the odds. It takes the courage to pursue a passion, the heart to turn a house into a home, and the determination to turn an idea into an enterprise. I'm the Hartford Buck, and I see the human in human achievement.
With insurance from the Hartford, the Buck's got your back.
Oh, green here.
That's right.
Oh, the camera's getting me nervous here. Does this count?
What?
I don't know. We got a 4th one?
I do not.
I can't do it.
Oh!
Woo!
Well done.
Hartford Athletic would like to thank the Mandel JCC, the official fitness center of Hartford Athletic. Visit mandeljcc.org to learn more. Last Fly Airport Parking is a proud partner of the Hartford Athletic. Save 20% on your airport parking by pre-booking on lastfly.com. Starting lineups brought to you by Liberty Bank. 15 games, 15 lineups, but a couple of familiar faces not in the opening 11 for Hartford.
No, the big story, Niall Logue, Joe, does not start. He's okay, he's fit, but he's on the bench. He has been dropped. It's likely to be a 3-5-2. Lappert comes in. McGlynn drops back to central defence along with Cavé Rad. And it's Sheldon, Torres, and Lewis, the midfield trio. Rito, I think he is a better right wing back. He'll start there. Openo on the other side. And two up top, Elvis Amo and Kyle Edwards.
And as far as Charleston is, they're missing a couple of familiar faces on international
They are.
duty.
Two key players as well, Landon Archer and Augie Williams with Trinidad and Tobago and Sierra Leone. So two changes for them for the side that lost at Pittsburgh. And Polvara and Barajas come in.
This is a Charleston Battery team that started the year unbeaten in their first 7 games, 3-4-1 in their last 8. Kyle Edwards over the ball for Athletic. And we are underway. 71 degrees, a little breezy. Winds out of the northwest at 14 miles per hour. Connor McGlynn back in his familiar center back position. Here's a ball, Omo in the box. Can't get a foot on it, and right away Kyle Edwards on his knees in the penalty box.
Yeah, the flag was up. Flag was up for offside. But again, a more direct start for Hartford. I think in these conditions with the wind a little bit blowy and them playing 3 at the back again, it's a preferred formation, the way that they were playing prior to the game in midweek against Detroit, where they played 3 and then they went to a 4 at the back in midweek and it did not work. So I think they'll probably be a little bit more direct today, but that one stopped by Robert Caudry's flag over on the far side for offside.
This is a Charleston team that has gotten dented twice big time. They gave up 7 goals earlier this season to San Antonio and 4 in that bizarre loss against Indy 11 when Archer got red carded in the opening minute of the match. Hard tackle by Robin Lappert there. It'll be a direct kick for Derek Dotson, the former Hartford Athletic player. Had a terrific year here in 21, scoring 5 goals for the green and blue.
A lot of changes as well for positionally for Charleston to try and deal with the 2 absentees.
Rito plays ahead for Edwards into the box, and he sends it overhead. But for Hartford to attack and to try farther, shooting from farther out is something we haven't seen a lot of this year.
No, they need to get it forward quicker, and they need to get it wide and get it in quicker. And we've already seen that. They got it forward quicker from the kickoff, and they got it wide, and they got it in there. But overhitting that one. There's a goalkeeper who's in good form. He's a good shot stopper and a good goalkeeper all around, Trey Muse.
Trey Muse, the product of the University of Indiana, came over with head coach Ben Perman, one of several players who played for Memphis 901 last year, now wearing the Charleston colors. Charleston in the road white, trimmed in black. Let me just say this, it's a relief to see their numbers on their backs.
Look, when you reach our age, yeah, anything. We'll take anything that we can.
Especially after last week, or Wednesday. Seems like a week ago. Here's Chris Allen into the box, and Joe Rice will go for it. Rice could not be blamed on any of the 3 goals scored by Detroit, and in fact stopped a penalty kick in that match that seemed to turn the momentum around at that point. Openo followed with Hartford's only goal minutes after that, but it was not to be, as Detroit the better 11 that day.
Yeah, Charleston Battery's Twitter account put out the formation of the players, and it looks absolutely nothing like what they put out. It's a back 4, and it's one leading the line, Avila, and supported by others, and that's a sore one. Hey guys, can anybody hear me?
As you see slowly getting up, A.J. Patterson, one of 2 A.J.s on the team. A.J. Cochran coming off the bench on defense. A.J. Patterson from Key Largo, Florida. You must have been to Key Largo in your travels.
And then on to Key West. Nice part of the world.
There's Robin Lappert returning to the starting lineup for the first time since the Loudon win here on May 20th. Sheldon plays to Edwards, has a lane, puts it on goal, just wide. Again, Hartford quicker to the attack than last week.
I think that they have the pace to trouble this Charleston back division. But the only way to do that is to move it forward quicker. And Kyle Edwards there, not far away. This is a good start. Tab Ramos will be happy with this. Night and day compared to what we saw on Wednesday, where they were so sluggish. And it was like they'd been introduced to themselves defensively in large chunks of that game. Much better.
Trinity Health of New England, proud to be the official medical provider and title partner of Hartford Athletic. Always committed to providing the best healthcare experience every day for every patient. Trinity Health of New England, care that's always there. So we had been led to believe from the Charleston Twitter account they would play 3 in the back, and they've decided to go a little more stout as the last line of defense. Lappert fans on it, but there to rescue him is Cotter McGlynn. This is 2 teams that have scored the exact amount of goals on the season, both with 17 goals, tied for 11th in USL Championship. The difference, nobody's allowed more goals than Hartford, 28. Charleston's allowed 21, but again, deceptive. 11 of those goals came in 2 games. Now there's Opino coming off the good effort last week. Gets it back from Amo. Into the box for Lewis, and that goes behind the net. Andre Lewis also back in the starting lineup. Last started against Louisville. Did not play at Indy, and last week came in for Prince Sadie at halftime. And we documented on Wednesday night. I keep saying last week. Seems like it was a week ago. When I don't see you for 4 days, it seems like a week.
Yes, pining.
That's one way to express it. Hartford seems to be putting much more man-to-man pressure on here. Here's McGlynn off the turnover. Plays back to Lewis. Dribbles around and then gives it away. Back on the counter. Here's Dotson, dangerous. Sends it over to the far side. And Arturo Rodriguez, who had the stoppage time goal to beat Hartford in South Carolina, couldn't get a foot on it.
That was quite that game.
That was about as exciting a game as Athletic has played all year. 12 is Arturo Rodriguez. Plays it in the middle for Markanek. Nick Markanek has had a very good year for Charleston. Sent over the box by Declan Wynn, and it'll be a goal kick for Joe Rice. Back in goal for the 4th straight game since replacing Richard Sanchez. Once again, Hartford gives it away. Chris Allen on the turnover. Now Dotson distributes on the right. Fidel Barajas. Lappert recovers. Goes out of bounds, and it will be a throw-in, a deep throw-in. And we've seen Hartford have problems with these in recent games from this exact same spot on the pitch.
Well, this is Charleston's ball because of an initial giveaway by Kavi Rad.
Hartford again. Now they do get it clear. Here's Amo for Lewis on the run. He's got Edwards trying to stay on side, but Lewis taking off the ball. Amo helps out. Here's Elvis Amo wearing the captain's band with Logue starting on the bench. Now Edwards from the left has it deflected, kept in. Good play defensively by Charleston, and the battery will come from left to right. In the middle, that's Markanek. Played ahead on the right, or left rather. Rito can't get it. Rodriguez spins to the middle, distributes into the box, cleared out of there. Nice play by Connor McGlynn. And McGlynn had been playing so well in that center back position. Here's Opino, lead ball for Edwards. But it's taken away and back in the other direction.
I don't mind that. They're trying to utilize the pace of Kyle Edwards again in behind both the right fullback and the right centre back there. That's something that they can look to do. And Elvis Amo just coming short as well. So they're going to try a 1-2 punch with Elvis just dropping a little bit deeper Normally we see him play up front through the middle on his own.
McGlynn to Cave. Cave Rod, who's been a regular in the back line for Hartford, whether it's been 3 in the back or 4, and Lappert will reset by sending it back to Joe Rice. Please join us in thanking founding partner, the Hartford, for educating children about fire safety with their Junior Fire Marshal program. Visit juniorfiremarshal.com to learn more.
Actually covered a game earlier today, the Segunda playoff on ESPN, Joe. Deportivo Alavés went more direct because they thought they had pace in attack, and that's what I can see Hartford doing in this game as well. The other thing is they didn't really trust their defenders to play around at the back. I think a similar game plan today would be effective for Hartford. They're good, solid defenders. Robin Lappert, Connor McGlynn, Cave Rad. But I wouldn't want them playing the ball around and trying to pass through a talented Charleston front line.
Dotson into the middle, but there's McGlynn to take it off the foot of Beto Avila. Played into empty space, and Declan Wynn, 16 caps with the New Zealand national team, starts the counter for Charleston. Hartford goes back nicely into the middle. Here's Markanek. Gets it back, marked by Torres. Possession remains with Charleston. Charleston had been in first most of the year in the Eastern Conference, but now back in second. Into the box they come. And this should be the first corner kick of the night. Our keys to the game, Mark, brought to you by the Hoffman Auto Group.
Keep it simple. Hartford, they're going to have a lot of the ball. They've got to turn it into chances, but they also have to defend better. And for Charleston, they've got to cope without the 2 players that are away on international duty, Landon Archer and Augie Williams. First corner of the game, and it's the visitors. And Hartford's defending set plays have looked a little bit shaky in recent games.
Arturo Rodriguez will trigger from the right of Joe Rice. Bends it in, headed by Cave Rod. And it'll be another corner kick.
That was good from Cave Rad.
Cave Rod making his 14th start of the season. And this corner kick will be handled by Fidel Barajas.
Yeah, made his debut against Hartford back in October.
17-year-old from Sacramento.
Referees always say, oh, keep an eye on that.
No score in the 13th minute. Charleston leads the series 6-3. Barajas sends it far post, and Rice elevates to make the play. He's got Torres wide open, waving for the ball, and nobody saw him on the left.
Yeah, the goalkeeping coach is saying to him, you should have played that. The difficulty you've got as a goalkeeper is when you're playing it back across yourself. If you slice that, you could be in trouble. So if he's not 100% sure, then fine, don't play it. But Juan Pablo Torres had made the run, and he was clear.
He's being ghosted there is Dotson.
It's easy to sit
Kicks
up here in a booth and say, oh, should have done this and should have done that. And yeah, there's a reason we're up there, and they're down here.
Robin Lappert starting in place of Niall Logue.
It's a big call, Joe, to drop the captain.
Yeah. We expected Sadie not to play. Here's Barajas. Distributes over on the left. Rodriguez played off the ball. Dummied through. Here's a left-footed shot that Barajas sails high over the cage. It'll be a goal kick for Joe Rice.
Yeah, rewind that back maybe 15 seconds, and Connor McGlynn just caught a little bit. And this Charleston side will feel that Hartford's defense is there for the taking. Hartford's attack will feel the same as far as Charleston's defense is concerned, where Robbie Crawford, who's normally a midfielder, is playing at left back today due to the absence of Landon Archer.
Knocked out of bounds by Andre Lewis. So it'll be a Charleston throw. Charleston without a goal in 305 minutes coming in. So make that almost 320 minutes without finding the back of the goal.
Yeah, but Detroit City weren't exactly
Right.
scoring 20 goals every game. I mean, at times on Wednesday, it was like the Hartford Athletic Benevolent Fund. Come here, we'll help you ease your ills and your woes if you can't score. But they need to pick it up, Hartford, as far as the season is concerned, because the lifeblood, and Hartford have been really well supported this season and since they came into the league in 2019. But there comes a point, if you're not a season ticket holder, you might think about, you know what, I need to see improvement here, because fans vote with their feet. But they've been really loyal so far, and hopefully that continues.
They reverse it to Dotson on the right. Finds Barajas or Lapper up on him to knock it away. Throw in on the near touchline is Coach Ben Perman having a word with Barajas. Perman didn't coach in the first game. He was red carded the previous match against Tampa Bay. Said he watched the Hartford game from the press box.
Yeah, they always have ways of getting instructions down to the field.
It's fun. It's like in baseball where the manager gets kicked out.
Yeah, right.
And he's sitting like 3 feet behind the entrance to the dugout.
Or they come back wearing a mustache.
Oh, Bobby Valentine, one of the great moves of all time. Here's Charleston forming up. Ball goes through, and Rice will come off the line to play it.
See, for me, that's much better from Conor McGlynn. When we spoke to Tab Ramos a week or two ago, he was talking about the defenders being tight to the opposition and not being able to be turned and going with them where they go as well. So Hartford have got 3 centre-backs against 2 forwards, so they should always have at least a one-man advantage.
Lappert and Rice play a little game of catch with their feet, and then Lappert bangs it off a Charleston player for another goal kick for Hartford.
Tristan Hodge would have been available for this game following his red card at Indy last Saturday, but just like Landon Archer, has been called up by Trinidad and Tobago.
In the middle, here's Torres. Plays it to an open Openo in the left channel.
An open Openo.
An open Openo. I like that. Here's Openo, cuts to the middle. Plays it through to Edwards.
Offside.
Edwards in front, and it's offside.
Close. I'd like to see
nice
that
setup.
again.
Nice build-up to the play, certainly, but just a step offside.
Yeah, we've seen that. I mean, these sides have talented forwards. I think it's a good call by Robert Cordray over on the far side. But you try that 10 times, all you need is once to work, and then you've got a tap-in goal. So that is what they have to do. They have to get the ball to Rito on the right-hand side or to Openo on the left-hand side to switch and spread the play. And that little ball, that early ball in behind, could cause problems. It's all about timing of the run from either Edwards or Amo.
Played up ahead to Markanek, marked by Torres, so he drops back and they set up again. Played by Dante Polvera, one of 2 Georgetown Hoyas in this Charleston Battery lineup. Polvera, 2-time Big East Midfielder of the Year and the best player in college soccer in 2021. Winning the Herman Trophy.
I love to see good, talented college players get an opportunity in this league.
And that's going to go on Conor McGlynn as he ran down Beto Avila. Beto Avila picked up on loan from the Houston Dynamo of MLS on May 28th, making his 3rd start today. Filling the hole left by Augie Williams. Our referee, 2nd straight week, a female official, that's Alyssa Nichols. Lopez and Cordry are the assistant referees, and Jonathan Look is the 4th official. Scoreless headed to the 19th minute. Second meeting of the year between these teams. The history between these teams, the home team has won the last 7 matches.
Yeah, but what about the last 3 games? A total of 18 goals, averaging 6 a game. I was looking back, this is the 10th meeting, and there's been 42 goals in the previous 9 games, averaging 4.7 goals per game. So, of course, after 18 and a half minutes, it's goalless.
I would say I would be willing to wager a sarsaparilla with you, my friend. We will not see 18 goals in the game today.
No, but I also think we'll see goals. I don't trust either defense enough to suggest that this is going to be goalless, and that is a really sore one.
Lapper taken down by Markanek. And we're going to get the first yellow card of the match to Nick Markanek, his 5th yellow of the season.
I remember watching on ESPN Plus the game at Charleston on the 8th of April when Hartford took the lead, and it was so open. And it was feisty. That's a strong challenge by Markanek. He certainly felt that one in the first card of the game for the foul on Lappert.
Hartford head athletic trainer Mike Diaz out to talk to Lappert. Golf's biggest stars will be competing at New England's only PGA Tour event, the Travelers Championship, June 21st to 25th. Come see Rory McIlroy, John Rahm, Scotty Scheffler, Justin Thomas, Tony Finau, and many more. For tickets and information, visit TravelersChampionship.com. I was disappointed yesterday when the Celebrity Pro-Am field was announced and your name wasn't in it.
Yeah, you've got to be a celebrity, that's why. That was always the case at ESPN. It's Berman, and then it's Berman, and it's Berman, and it might be one or two others.
Here's McGlynn, plays it ahead for Openo.
Oh, flag is up.
Flag is up on the far side. Crowd disagrees, but Antoine clearly offside, although, as you might expect, dissenting with the call, mildly.
He's no stranger to a yellow card this season a lot of the times for arguing. But again, if you're playing on the shoulder, all it takes is one perfectly timed pass, a defender maybe stepping back, and you can have that ball over the top. It is on every single time, and it's no surprise that Hartford have been going to that. 20 minutes gone, it's goalless, but Hartford look like they could pose problems to this Charleston defense and vice versa.
And they're attacking the right side of the Charleston defense. We've seen Edwards on the left sideline. We've seen Openo attacking from the midfield.
Yeah, targeting the former player.
Here's a long ball. Taken back. Now Openo plays it up ahead in the middle. Too short for Edwards. Declan Wynn knocks it away.
Now, even although that ball has gone out, look how quickly Hartford were able to get it forward. So if you're doing that, it's about the second ball. Now, the first one, as you quite rightly said, was too short, but get the second ball, which Hartford did, and it didn't work going to the right-hand side, but there's so much room in behind.
McGlynn, who's been very aggressive from the center-back position. We've got a push on Kyle Edwards, and we have another Hartford player down.
Juan Pablo Torres.
And that is Juan Pablo Torres.
He's been a good addition since coming in. I'd like to see him with a reliable defensive midfielder behind him, just to give him that little bit of freedom. He's a box-to-box player, but he's not the type of player you want to have protecting your back line. He's got too much creativity to do that, but needs must right now.
Well, that's probably Hodge when he comes back, when he's playing well.
Yeah, again, it wasn't at the start of the season because he was playing on the left-hand side, but it certainly worked. That's better from McGlynn.
McGlynn takes it off the foot of Avila, but Declan Wynn steps up. Plays it back to Polvara.
I felt sorry for McGlynn in midweek because he is a defensive midfielder, but he hasn't played there for so long. He'd really settled in as a centre-back.
No shots on target yet. Each team with a shot on goal.
Dodson's a problem.
Dotson wide open on the right. Openo closes on him, and it'll be third corner of the match.
Yeah, from a Charleston perspective, that's an individual battle that if they win, then that could prove a lot of problems for Hartford because Openo's going to have to run probably more than anybody else in this game at left wing back. But when Hartford doesn't have the ball, he's got to get back, and he did well there to do so. But another corner for the visitors.
Third for Charleston, Hartford without one. Barajas, Rodriguez playing short. Ball up in the air and kicked over the goal. Harmless attempt on the quarter, so it will be a Joe Rice goal kick for Athletic.
Yeah, it was good from the goalkeeper there. That was a very congested 6-yard box. There's not much space, and you know if that ball ends up in there, then there's going to have to be a chance that you're going for that one. Don't take any chances, get rid, and that's exactly what he did. Now here, this is when you've got space in behind, because Charleston have committed 4, and there's no point whatsoever of playing it short.
And Joe Rice waved everybody out of there. And
I still don't want to see that to Robin Lappert.
No, I don't either. I think you want to go deep, and he does.
Charleston want to see that. They're happy for any of the 3 centre-backs to get possession from Joe Rice.
Avila up on the left for Rodriguez, and Caverad kicks it into the supporter section across the way. In the box. Played through. McGlynn can't clear it out. It'll be another corner kick.
Busy part of the world trying to get here tonight. When you've got TLC, Shaggy, On Vogue, and Sean Kingston playing literally a 7-iron away at the Xfinity Theatre. You've got the Hartford traffic as well. Surprised to see you here and not at the TLC gig.
7-iron for you. Probably a hybrid 4 for me.
Yeah. TLC's biggest fan, I believe.
No score in the 25th minute. Rodriguez puts it in the air.
Foul on the goalie.
Foul against Rice, and it'll be a goal kick for Hartford. Lyco Office Furniture is a proud sponsor of the Hartford Athletic. For over 40 years, Lyco Office Furniture has been furnishing startup to Fortune 500 companies all over New England. Go to lycoinc.com to learn more. Dotson elevates over Opino. On the right, it'll be a throw-in for Fidel Barajas.
Charleston has got Hartford where they want them. Penned in.
Derek Dotson, our player to watch, to throw it in. Throws it into the box. Put up in the air by McGlynn and cleared out by Athletic. Hartford going into the wind, and we've seen on Joe Rice's goal kicks, he's got a great foot, and he's not getting as much in the ball. Edwards plays ahead for Opino, using his body to shield. Antoine will get it back. He's got Edwards on the left. A little too much pace on the ball, and easily played back by A.J. Patterson. Lapper loses the challenge in the air, but Rod will come over and play in the middle to Lewis. Up ahead on the right side for an overlapping Rito. Edgardo Rito, 1v1. Knocked away, and Hartford will get its first corner kick on the...
Came back off him, Joe.
Oh, it did hit him.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Goal kick.
Robbie Crawford played it well, so as you get a look at Kyle Edwards, now tied with Prince Sadie for the team scoring lead with 4.
I still think there's a lot more to come from him. And Tab's been hurt so badly this season with injuries that I don't think he's been able to name the same starting 11 consecutively.
Game 15 different starting lineups.
It is so difficult to get continuity without that. Now, if Kyle Edwards gets a run of games with Elvis Amo up front, that'll make a big difference. Prince Sadie as well came back from injury, hasn't looked the same as he was before injury as well. So I hope he gets the chance, Tab, to play the lineup that he wants to play in the positions that he wants to play. That was a bit of a mistake. The goalkeeper was on there, downwind.
Nice play by Lapper. Plays it up ahead to his fellow orange shoemate, Antoine Opino. Taken away by Markanik. Edwards slow to get up.
He's just being a bit of a rascal there, Nick Markanik, and he's got to be careful because the last thing you want when you've already been booked is to attract the attention of the match official.
Alyssa Nichols did 5 USL games last year as we get a look at the foul. Didn't seem like a lot there.
Well, you're not going to prison for it.
No. You're not even going to get a speeding ticket. Edwards tried to get it to Opino, but Dotson plays it up ahead. Here's Barajas. In the middle. Deflected away, and McGlynn, as you said earlier, Mark, playing much more confidently in that center back position.
It's like a comfort blanket.
Now Lappert, the UConn alum, plays it up ahead for Opino. Too far, and it'll be a throw for Charleston.
Here's another reason why I'm slightly surprised, and I don't know what happens at training. I don't know if anything has been said, but you've got a right-footed Robin Lappert playing as a left centre-back. He's had to play that ball with his right foot. Niall Logue is a lefty, and it's more comfortable for him to be able to send that ball forward.
You just got a good look at Ben Perman, Coach of the Year with Memphis last year in USL Championship.
What a super guy as well when we spoke to him.
Great call. Great talk with him. Avila with a great effort to try to get it to Rodriguez. Here's Arturo Rodriguez. Tries to play it wide. Lappert will get there first. And it will be a goal kick for Hartford.
Speaking of the issues that Tab Ramos has had this season with injuries, I mean, today we've just spoken about Juan Pablo Torres having to play as a defensive midfielder simply because they have nobody else. I mean, they're looking at Kibato coming back from a foot injury maybe in the next week or two, and he would be perfect for that position. But he's not a defensive midfielder, Juan Pablo Torres.
Nope.
And with that, you're not getting the same protection to the back three.
We saw Kibato and Jonathan Philippe warming up before the game. Kibato hasn't played since the home opener against Birmingham.
He's been a mess.
When he broke that foot.
Yep.
McGlynn, nice play to knock it away, but held on to by Charleston. In the middle it goes. Allen, and there's McGlynn temporarily playing out of trouble. Charleston with good possession time this year, but a good job by Lewis to deflect it away.
That's it. It's got to be played early.
Lead ball up on the left to Edwards. Edwards tracks it down, 1v1 with Dotson. Sends towards Amo in the box, but cleared out by Charleston. Lappert sends Torres on his way. Marked by Markanik. On the left to an open Edwards. He's got Openo on his left. Gives it to Antoine. Along the left touchline. Against Dotson. Sends it towards the box. Doesn't get to Edwards.
Yes!
Shot and a goal! Andre Lewis puts Hartford on the board in the 31st minute. The first goal of the season for the native of Jamaica, and it's 1-0 Hartford.
When you don't hear brass bonanza as often you would hope, it becomes all the sweeter for the Hartford fans. And Openo, again, if he's not scoring like he did in midweek, he is creating. It's poor defending. Kyle Edwards plays his part. And never mind Johnny on the spot in midweek, Openo. This time, it's Andre Lewis. And finally, they get the opportunity to take off with their giant flags. Andre Lewis with the goal. Hartford ahead.
And it's such a nice feeling for Hartford not to be chasing the game.
Well, they scored first against Charleston back in April,
right.
Prince Sadie, and they lost another late goal to go down 3-2. So getting ahead is tough. Staying ahead is tougher.
Lapper and Sheldon on the double team, and Matt Sheldon's having a hard time getting up. Markanik not getting up. Some argument for the side official there. Rodriguez not happy. Let's get a look at the collision here. So it'll be a direct kick off the foul. Andre Lewis with the Hartford goal in the 31st minute.
It's only the second time this season that Hartford have scored first at home in the league. The other time, they beat Loudon 2-0.
Throw in for Markanik. None the worse for the wear with his collision. Now Dotson gives back to Markanik. Nice move. And we've got a foul on Openo, and it'll set up a dangerous situation. And Antoine Openo, yellow card number 6 on the season.
Foul, yes. Yellow card.
Seemed a little harsh.
The problem with Antoine, he's so feisty, he could talk himself into a second yellow.
Get a look at the infraction here as he tried to mark Markanik. Looked like Markanik had the right hand out.
That's a foul. It's not a yellow card. But if you're a Charleston Battery supporter, it's a yellow card every day of the week. That's why we're in football. Depends.
49th yellow card against Hartford.
This season for Openo himself. That's ridiculous. I mean,
tonight's youth soccer team of the match, Rocky Hill Soccer and Sporting CT. 1-0 Hartford on the Lewis goal in the 31st minute. Rodriguez and Markanek over the ball. It'll be Markanek to take it. Head it up in the air. Good job not letting it get through to Joe Rice. And then Edwards, who's won more aerial duels than any athletic player.
Hartford players
is
pointing.
fouled.
Sorry, Joe. Hartford players pointing out. Look, if that's not a yellow card, if you've given a yellow card to Openo and they think there's a clear elbow there, the referee is looking for assistance from her team of officials. Wouldn't mind seeing that one again to see how much of an elbow there was on Kyle Edwards, who hopefully has learned how to defend better in the box after Hartford conceded the second goal to Detroit. I'm happy with the foul there. And again, Markanek's been spoken to. It was him that went in. It was more of a kind of a forceful nudge. It certainly wasn't an elbow to the face or anything like that. Free kick, nothing more. I'm good with that.
Rice will set the play in motion. Sails it towards Openo. Dotson hits it, and that's going to be a foul on McGlynn.
Come
and
on.
it's a card to Connor McGlynn. It looks like we're back into that. Into that. And if you had Connor McGlynn as getting the 50th Hartford yellow card of the season in your home pool, you won. His 5th yellow card of the season. And Tab Ramos furious as he talks.
Well, what he's pointing out here is if Openo goes into the book for that challenge, if McGlynn goes into the book for that challenge, then why isn't there another yellow card for Markanek, which would have been his second? No wonder he's furious.
Hartford Athletic would like to thank Nuovo Pasta, Connecticut, and Stop and Shop for supporting our Goals for Meals program. For every Hartford Athletic goal scored this year, Nuovo Pasta, Connecticut, and Stop and Shop will donate meals to the Stop and Shop School Food Pantry program.
Tab's gone into the book now for complaining. I mean, it's getting ridiculous.
We have seen this far too often this year. So Ramos gets booked. Once again, the 4th official, Jonathan Luke, getting an earful. And that's a sloppy kick by Charleston. 1-0 Hartford if you're just joining us. First goal of the season for Andre Lewis in the 31st minute. Off a nice play started by Openo on the left. Went to Edwards, who put it on the foot of Andre Lewis. Lappert plays it all the way across the field for Rito, who has not been involved as much. Ball hasn't been on that side of the pitch.
That's a good point, Joe. We've hardly mentioned him at all.
Now Rod looking up ahead for Edwards. Taken away. Polvera controlling in the middle. Back to A.J. Patterson. Now Dotson. Short pass ahead to Rodriguez. Lewis takes him down.
It's just clumsy from Lewis.
And the foul is called.
One thing to keep tabs on is when Hartford have it at the back, and I wonder if Tab might be saying this to his players at half-time. Charleston is defending so high up the park, they're virtually on halfway, so there's so much room in behind, you cannot be offside if you start your run inside your own half when the ball is played.
Chris Allen did not see a wide-open Arturo Rodriguez leaking out on the right. Polvera distributes back to Declan Wynn. Hartford on the steal. Here's Rito. Tries to lead Edwards, but 2 are back. And it's taken away by A.J. Patterson.
Seems to be a theme when Hartford play better teams, they do better.
Can't play down to the competition. Just too far for Rodriguez. Or he might have been in alone. Now Openo with space. Antoine slows it down, plays back to the goal scorer, Lewis. Back to Torres. Sloppy pass by Juan Pablo. Lappert able to run it down and play it all the way back to McGlynn, who will give it to back to Joe Rice to reset. Now Rod off to McGlynn. Plays it to Rito up on the right.
That's really well worked.
Nice ball to Sheldon. Give and go. Back to Rito. Plays it up ahead to Edwards. Gets a foot on it, but it goes right to Trey Muse.
That's the best bit of play from Hartford because it started at the back with the goalkeeper. It involved most of the back line as well. It's not something I'd like to see them do all the time, but when you've got the opportunity, as long as the passes are crisp like they were there, that's how you can open up the opposition.
Trey Muse tied for the league lead in clean sheets with 6 on the season. Lappert defending Markanek, who comes all the way back. Back to Dotson. McGlynn steps up. Now Markanek for Charleston. 1-0 Hartford as we approach the 40th minute. Offside flag is up. Good trap by McGlynn. And Hartford will get the ball back.
One concern there for Hartford, it was a good call by the assistant to raise the flag. Torres ended up being an auxiliary left back with Openo up the field. So when Charleston get the ball back in transition quickly, you don't really want Juan Pablo Torres, who's not a defensive midfielder, having to play at left back as well. So that's certainly something to watch. Robin Lappert's position.
Hartford Athletic would like to extend a special thanks to our partners, Jim Beam Bourbon and Hornitos Plata Tequila. Lead ball for Edwards behind him. Patterson for Charleston. Starts the battery back the other way. Over on the left side. Charleston trying to set up the offense. Hartford has been outshot 5-2, but Hartford with the only shot on target, and that was the Andre Lewis goal in the 31st minute. Now, it's Allen. Plays it off to Rodriguez towards the box. Rice can't control. Shot deflected away. Connor McGlynn may have saved the goal.
Joe Rice certainly saved it the second time after the error the first time. But again, that comes as a result of Openo, who's not a left wing back. He was infield and Lappert was in trouble.
Barajas gets it back with space. Tries to put it in the middle for Avila. Hartford converges on him. This is a Charleston team that continues to be unable to score. 3 full games and 40 minutes of this one. Markanek's pass deflected. Goes to Rodriguez. Allen runs onto it. In the middle. And that's going to be a foul on Hartford. And the Hartford bench is furious. All the Hartford coaches up and complaining as Avila went down like he was shot. You don't agree?
There's an emoji on the iPhone that's got a little zip across the mouth, which isn't great for a co-commentator or an
No,
analyst.
I was going to say, let's not let this get carried away here.
It's like a referee in Scotland was once asked by a player, if I think you're an idiot, can you book me? He goes, of course not. He says, and if I say you're an idiot, can you book me? He goes, yes. Well, I think you're an idiot then.
Sent towards goal, and it's in! And we're tied at 1. Markanek in the 43rd minute. His 4th goal of the season, and we're all even at 1.
Okay, let's rewind this. First of all, Tab Ramos is furious that it's a free kick. Second of all, he's furious that the number 13 and the goal scorer, who's just scored a stunner of a free kick, is still on the pitch because he felt he should have been booked and received a second yellow card. Look at the decoy, the 3 of them. Hartford just losing a little bit of focus then, but it doesn't matter because this is world class. You cannot stop that. But again, Hartford shooting themselves in the foot. They'll argue that wasn't a free kick. Well, the whistle's gone. It's just so frustrating when you're down there and you're Hartford that things like this happen.
So, Nick Markanek ends the drought. 348 minutes without a goal, and that streak has come to an end. And the game tied at 1. So again, Hartford unable to stand prosperity. But again, as you said, Mark, give Markanek credit for a beautiful,
stunning,
a beautiful left foot, and Joe Rice could do nothing with it. Ball was placed perfectly in the upper left panel of the goal.
If Tab Ramos didn't have bad luck, he'd have no luck at all. That's the way he's feeling right now.
Marcanic absorbs the contact from Lappert. Wide open on the right is Avila. Plenty of room for Beto Avila towards the box.
It's a good tip over.
Rice tips it over. It'll be corner kick number 5.
What we saw in midweek, Joe, was that the heads kind of went down from a Hartford perspective. When they got back on level terms, once they started to trail, that was the problem. They've got to focus.
Arturo Rodriguez with the corner kick from the right of Joe Rice. Charleston feeling the momentum. Rod kicks it straight up in the air. Dotson uses his body to shield Cave. Back to Rodriguez. Off to Barajas. Our Brignoles Vineyard stoppage time, 2 minutes of stoppage time. Didn't think it would be much more than that. This has been a fairly fluid match. Robbie Crawford, the top-class veteran, is described by head coach Ben Perman. Hartford on a counter. Edwards plays it up ahead on the right. Rito will get there first. Tries to send it in and kicks it off Declan Wynn, so it'll be a throw-in for Rito to the left.
I think Charleston.
Trey Muse.
Sorry, Joe. I think Charleston probably deserved to be on level terms, but it's the manner of how it's come about that would really frustrate Tab Ramos.
Rito tried to get it through to Sheldon. Instead, back comes Charleston. Rodriguez with space. Watched by Torres. Gives to Beto Avila. Now Polvera aimlessly drills it into the trees near the Science and Sports Academy.
But look how far Charleston have just come there without really encountering any issues as far as Hartford in close proximity is concerned. Hartford wanted a free kick up the other end for a handball. It wasn't given. Well, you play to the whistle. And they can be open in transition, and that's a problem. There's a lot of players spend a lot of time in practice on free kicks, and that was a stunner.
2v2 here. And McGlynn, Lappert knocks it away, and McGlynn will kick it upfield. Fouls in the first half, 9-3, Hartford. As we should be coming close to the end of stoppage time. Time for one more attack from Openo. Sends it on the right. Open man hits the top of the crossbar, and it's headed in by Edwards.
Funny old game football, isn't it? Wow.
Kyle Edwards, 5th of the season, and Hartford regains the lead at 2-1.
Minimum of 2 minutes of added time. Openo again. It didn't cross the line, first of all, from Rito. It did from Edwards.
Edwards with the header. As the flags are flying on the far side. So Kyle Edwards in stoppage time. That's the second stoppage time goal this year for Hartford. Elvis Amo had the only goal of the match at 45+8 against Orange County.
No wonder football fans keep coming back for more. Right? Because you get the joy of a goal, then you get kicked in the teeth, and now it's half-time, and you think you're going ahead 1-0, then it's 1-1. You're like, I can't believe it's 1-1. Now it's 2-1, and football, eh?
It's starting to take on a semblance of the game down in Charleston.
Oh, it's crazy, disorganized, and even Ray Reid is on the edge of the field right now having words with the fourth official. I think this is an organization that's feeling rather hard done by some of the decisions that are going against them this season. And I think they have justification for that.
So first, it was Andre Lewis in the 31st minute. Then Nick Marcanic tied the game. And Kyle Edwards, the final play of the first half, gives Hartford the lead. 2-1 Athletic over Charleston. Our halftime activities next, right here on MyTV9 and ESPN+.
Our students are looking to stand out, not blend in, which is a good thing considering the 8-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio. USJ's academic experience is built on dynamic learning opportunities that extend into labs, internships, and collaboration with faculty, and are designed to both challenge and support students in their professional development. So if you're looking for an education that will help you make your mark in the world, visit usj.edu.
An injured knee might look pretty simple, but there's a whole person behind that injury. One who misses the feel of his jump shot and spending time with friends on the court. It's not enough just to heal. He needs to get back out there. At Trinity Health, we're here to help you reach your goals. We combine all the knowledge and expertise of a national health system with personalized healthcare that treats the individual behind the injury. Because we see all of you.
Achievement takes more than having a dream. It takes having the spirit to beat the odds. It takes the courage to pursue a passion, the heart to turn a house into a home, and the determination to turn an idea into an enterprise. I'm the Hartford Buck, and I see the human in human achievement.
With insurance from the Hartford, the Buck's got your back.
You get a look at the state capital of Connecticut in the background. Hartford on the stoppage time goal by Kyle Edwards. Takes a 2-1 lead into intermission against Charleston.
Sometimes when you try and work things out, things cannot be worked out. Sometimes when you look for an explanation, things don't have an explanation. They just happen. That could have been anything in the first half. Hartford lead 2-1. The frustration that they had will still be there at some of the decisions that went against them, but they do lead after an incredible first half. And Kyle Edwards, Antoine Opino, utilizing width, getting against their former player, Derek Dodson, getting the ball into the box and causing issues. That's a super finish from Andre Lewis.
For Lewis, his first goal of the season. And again, the play made by Opino, who's playing so much better as of late for Athletic.
Well, we said during the week when he was playing basically as a left winger that he needs to get forward. This is sensational.
Up high, Nick Markanik came off a foul that maybe should not have been called. Markanik from about 22 yards or so to briefly tie the game at 1.
Well, regardless what we think, the Hartford bench thought that he shouldn't be on the field because he left a calling card having already been booked. But he wasn't booked a second time, and the goalkeeper's positioning was spot on. The wall couldn't have done any more. Sometimes there's no point in looking for issues as to what went wrong there. Sometimes you take your hat off and you say, there is nothing that you could have done to stop that if you're Joe Rice.
And it looks like that's what Joe Rice was thinking
Yeah.
there. But then at the end of stoppage time, it's Rito and Edwards.
And it's Opino, again, who's the conduit to begin proceedings. That is a left wing back to a right wing back who hits the bar and a striker who scores. There's a team, Atalanta in Italy. Gasparini, their coach, he preaches all the time, wing back to wing back, because they don't really defend it if you can overload. That's what they did there. Super through ball. Rito close to scoring his first for Hartford, but he'll get the assist. And Edwards, right place, right time, 2-1. What a bizarre game of football.
Yeah, look at that possession time. 63% of the time for Charleston. Hartford, 37%. Hartford with more yellow cards, but that's been their modus operandi all season. Shouldn't be surprised by that.
Hartford don't mind it if the opposition have more of the ball, and you usually find that better teams have more of the ball against Hartford. It's what you do with the possession that you have, and And Hartford they had the Edwards shot after 4 minutes that went wide, and they've scored their 2 goals. Yeah, Joe Rice had a double save just a couple of minutes before Mark Koenig scored the equaliser for Charleston. But again, I still think there's more goals in this one. But 2-1 Hartford at the break, and Tab Ramos will certainly take that.
We'll take a look at USL storylines when we come back to Trinity Health Stadium.
Are you ready? Ready for more of the game you love? Ready for more players and more teams? Ready for more stadiums, for more fans in more cities? This is a different league. The USL Super League. Built for the future of women's soccer. Bridging the journey from youth to pro, connected to the global game, and bringing it all closer to home. Are you ready?
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
If anyone thinks cancer is going to define you, they've got another thing coming. We know you are more than someone healing their heart. At Trinity Health, we know the importance of seeing the person behind the patient, the fear, the joy, the journey. Bringing you the expert medical teams and state-of-the-art technological advancements of a national health system, along with the personalized care that helps you feel better. Because we see all of you.
Halftime here at Trinity Health Stadium. Hartford Athletic on the stoppage time goal by Kyle Edwards leads Charleston Battery 2-1. Our USL storylines for this week, and one of the league's best young players headed across the pond.
Yeah, really looking forward to seeing what Josh Winder can hopefully do and make an impact at Benfica. Might be a while before he gets anywhere near their first team. He's still a teenager, but that's a lot of money that's gone to the USL and to Toulouse City for Josh Winder, a super player. New Mexico United with a new head coach, Eric Quill. Decent CV, decent resume. USL League One title with North Texas. And Coach of the Year in League One as well, just 4 years ago. And on Thursday, the USL announcing that Brooklyn has been awarded a League One franchise. And hopefully play will start in a couple of years' time, because of course there's loads of space to develop in Brooklyn and stick a stadium.
Pretty much a set deal. Let's get a look at our standings as we continue the second game of the week for Hartford Athletic. And you take a look, 2 teams battling for 6th meet tonight, Birmingham and Indy. And the thing that stands out to me, Charleston, a -4 goal differential in second place, just 1 point behind Pittsburgh.
Yeah, momentum's such a thing in all sport, and Charleston were great to start the season. They were getting the wins. I think they were 7-2-2 to begin the season, and they've had a bit of a rocky patch right now. But I'm convinced there is not much between the team at the top and the team at the bottom. Albeit there's 16 points, but on any given day, you saw Hartford produce one of their best performances of the season against Louisville City in a 0-0 draw, and now they're 2-1 up against Charleston. But you know, when you're 2-1 up against a side sitting in second, they will have a goal threat in the second half.
Memphis has won 5 straight. They take on a Detroit team that's unbeaten at 4. Tampa Bay unbeaten in 7, but they're in Western Texas against an El Paso team that is unbeaten in its last 11 games.
Well, for me, and also I was pleased that Tab Ramos agreed with this. The best team that's come here and played is Memphis.
Right.
And you've just spoken about the momentum that they've got. And they've only played 11 games. So with 4 games in hand over the leaders, 3 or 4 games in hand, they, for me, are the benchmark. Their front 4 is probably the best in the league right now.
25 seconds. What would you do if you're Tab Ramos?
Make sure that the players don't think, right, okay, we're nervous, we're going to get deeper and deeper. There's got to be a gap between them and Joe Rice, the defense and Joe Rice. I wouldn't make any changes right now, but I'd keep tabs to see how this game goes on.
Hartford this season, 2-1-1 when leading at halftime. Nightfall in Hartford, second half coming up next.
An injured knee might look pretty simple, but there's a whole person behind that injury. One who misses the feel of his jump shot and spending time with friends on the court. It's not enough just to heal. He needs to get back out there. At Trinity Health, we're here to help you reach your goals. We combine all the knowledge and expertise of a national health system with personalized health care that treats the individual behind the injury. Because we see all of you.
Achievement takes more than having a dream. It takes having the spirit to beat the odds. It takes the courage to pursue a passion, the heart to turn a house into a home, and the determination to turn an idea into an enterprise. I'm the Hartford Buck, and I see the human in human achievement.
With insurance from the Hartford, the Buck's got your back.
Our students are looking to stand out, not blend in, which is a good thing considering the 8-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio. USJ's academic experience is built on dynamic learning opportunities that extend into labs, internships, and collaboration with faculty, and are designed to both challenge and support students in their professional development. So if you're looking for an education that will help you make your mark in the world, visit usj.edu.
Hartford 2, Charleston 1. So 2 goals in the first half for Hartford. They have scored 14 of their 19 goals in the first half. Only 2 other teams in the league, 2 of the elite, Sacramento and San Antonio, have scored more first half goals than Hartford.
They know if they keep a clean sheet in the second half, they win the game. That is a big ask because of 2 things. One, defensively, they've not been great. Because of injuries, they've had to change a lot of the thing. And 2, they're up against a Charleston side that can score goals and have talent. So I said what I thought I would do if I was Tab Ramos and say to my players at halftime. Now, if I'm Ben Pearman on the other side, I would say don't worry. Just keep going. You're going to get opportunities. You're going to get chances. And it's no surprise he's named the same 11 to come out for the second half. And so far, yes, they're without Archer. Yes, they're without Williams, who are away on international duty. However, I think there's goals there in the second half for Charleston Battery. That's up to Hartford to stop them from doing so.
Both teams stay with the original 11. In case you're just joining us, Niall Logue and Prince Sadie started the game on the bench. Andre Lewis, Robin Lapper in for them. As we switch ends, it'll be Charleston in the road white, trimmed in black, going from right to left on your TV screen. As we are set for the second 45 minutes. Hartford trying to end the 4-game winless streak. Dotson plays the long ball up ahead. Lappert elevates to get it. Tipped forward. Rod has a hard time with it. And the foul is going to be on Lappert. So, again, this is from a pretty dangerous spot, maybe a couple of yards farther back from where Markanek hit his beautiful ball to tie the game at 1.
You can argue it's actually tougher to score from as close in as Marcanic was. This gives you a little bit more leeway so you can get it up and get it down.
Polvera, now Marcanic peels off. Arturo Rodriguez and Dante Polvera. Polvera 6, Rodriguez 12. Plays it wide right to Dotson. Chips towards the box. Rice gets a hand on it. Ball is free. Set across far post, and Marcanic can't get a head on it.
So the issue I've got there if I'm Tab Ramos, Andre Lewis knows fine well that he's got one job, and that job is to make sure if it's played wide, he's got to get closer, and he wasn't. It's little slips like that, just a lack of concentration or focus at times. There's no excuse for that cross to be allowed to come in for Hartford if Andre Lewis had done his job.
Taken away by Charleston. Rice calmly lets the ball come to him.
Yeah, man down far side. This could be a concern for Charleston.
Yeah, not really deep. And they're calling for the head athletic trainer, Bobby Weisenberg.
Yeah, it's the former Hartford player as well.
Derek Dotson.
Just going back to that passage of play. Again, it's Hartford with the ball, and they give it away cheaply. So that there's a whole field to try and stretch, and I understand you want to try and play football, but there's a time and a place to play football. And if you keep giving it away, then the suggestion is, well, do that when it's the right time. Don't try and force it. Go long.
Derek Dotson, 3-time All-Big East selection during his time at Georgetown, winning the College Cup, the Hoyas, in 2019. As they continue to attend, as you could see, referee Alyssa Nichols holding court with Amo, Lewis, and Lappert, and Duncan is up.
I think what the Hartford bench, who are not happy right now and are speaking to the fourth official.
And it's game, set, match for Antoine Opino. Opino gets his second yellow and is sent off. And frankly, Mark, I did not see what Opino did. It's his second yellow, and his night is over.
He's seeing 2 challenges and 2 yellow cards.
And that means he will miss next week's match against Indy 11.
But what happened last week against Indy? Hartford a goal up, get a man sent off.
Opino pleading his case, but it falls on deaf ears.
Honestly, self-inflicted wounds in this football team.
So Hartford will play a man down for the next 41 minutes plus. And the thing that also hurts about that, Mark, is Opino's been playing so well.
Well, they've now got to find someone that can play over on that left-hand side. So, I mean, looking at the bench, Luke Merrill played there in the past. He played there at left back. So you're probably going to have to sacrifice either Elvis Amo or Kyle Edwards.
Right, and the last thing you want to do is stop attacking. 2-1 lead is not safe. We've seen that constantly this year. We saw that in reverse at Charleston. There's a long ball played ahead for Amo, too far. 19, Robbie Crawford. Plays it back to Chris Allen. Reverse fields to Dotson, and Dotson with plenty of pitch to run on.
What they've done, they've moved Matt Sheldon back to left back, which makes sense. But again, that means if you're probably going to have to play Edwards now off Amo. You can't go 2 up top because you still need something in the middle of the park.
Here's Rodriguez. Put in front, headed out of there by Lappert, and it'll be another corner kick. 6th of the match for Charleston. Hartford without a corner kick next. Quick restart. Rice climbs the ladder to get that one.
Yeah, they are going to bring on Luke Merrill. So with a 2-1 lead, you're not chasing to try and get back into the game as far as the scoreline is concerned. I mean, the likelihood is it's Elvis Amo or Kyle Edwards. So we'll see.
Good boot by Rice in the direction of Amo, but wins the aerial duel. Now Torres. Plays it back on the left for Lapper. 2-1 Hartford, but Antoine Openo set off for dissent in the 48th minute. Fourth yellow of the night for Hartford, and the second for Openo, which converts it into a red. Here's Rito. Long ball. Muse will let it go over the goal line, and he will take the goal kick. Don't miss our next match right here at Trinity Health Stadium next Saturday, June 24th, against Indy 11 at 7 o'clock. Go to HartfordAthletic.com for tickets and more information. So it will be Elvis Amo, whose night will come to a premature end, not because of anything he did, but just because Tab Ramos and his staff feel they have to make the switch, and now we'll see who gets the captain's band. Amo wearing it tonight is Niall Logue. Begin on the bench. It'll be Connor McGlynn. And that's got to be tough for Amo, but he knew it was going to be him or Edwards. He knew they'd have to take a different shape without Openo.
Well, I think there's more chance of Kyle Edwards still being not fresh, but still running around in the 90th minute, given that he's played a lot recently and Elvis Amo has come back from injury.
Amo with a word for the 22-year-old Merrill, who had started the last 3 games.
Yeah, he's going to go to left wing back, and that means Sheldon can come back into midfield. So it's a 3-5-1 for Hartford.
Play it up ahead in the direction of Barajas. Rito will play it on the volley and kick it up. You know, you mentioned Matt Sheldon, only 9 touches in the first half for Sheldon. And we didn't mention Rito's name a lot either.
Yeah, but Rito got the assist for
the
goal.
Yes, we mentioned it when it was important. Robbie Crawford plays it back to Declan Wynn. Cross it goes to Paul Vera. Square over to Dotson. 2-1 Hartford. All the goals in the first half. Lewis and Edwards. Markanek on a pretty direct kick for Charleston. Here's Barajas. 1v1 with Rod. Crawford supports. Gets it back from Allen. Now back to Wynn. They reverse the field to Patterson. Up on the right to Dotson. Wide open in the middle is Polvera. Dante Polvera distributes left. Declan Wynn, the New Zealand national, plays it for Rodriguez. Hartford content with letting Charleston pass the ball in the middle third. And, of course, when you're down a man, that's not unexpected.
How about this for irony? Antoine Openo's red card at exactly the same minute as Tristan Hodges' red card last week.
Here's Allen open, puts it towards goal, but sails it wide right. It'll be a goal kick for Athletic.
One of the other reasons for keeping Kyle Edwards on is, I mean, they're both quick, but Edwards' pace, if they do have to go long. But again, look at the starting position. There's very little room between the Hartford defence and the midfield there, and that's just allowing Chris Allen onto Hartford. This is going to be a long last 35 and a half minutes for Hartford, but again, it's self-inflicted wounds. And that's been coming from Openo. How many times have we seen that this season? His mouth gets him into trouble.
Rice with a line drive kick into a sea of white shirts. But it's taken away by Lewis, the first goal scorer. Here's Andre Lewis, gets to Edwards. Edwards has a man on the left, loses possession of the ball.
She's given a penalty.
It's going to be a penalty kick. Looks like A.J. Patterson with the infraction. And it will be a penalty kick, and you'd have to think that Kyle Edwards, who's scored a couple of these this year, will be the man on the spot.
Well, Luke Merrill. So, first of all, great from Andre Lewis, because Kyle Edwards had gone into an offside position. Then they get in each other's way. Luke Merrill, that's a clumsy challenge by Derek Dodson. And the referee took her time before making her decision. I think, looking at that, she got that right.
Hartford with 3 of their 19 goals this season from the spot. Trey Muse, described as selfless by his head coach Ben Perman. Great goalie profile, athletic, long arms.
Joe Rice saved the penalty midweek from the same end for Hartford. Hartford are now hoping the opposing goalkeeper doesn't do likewise.
Edwards looking for his second goal of the match, and for Hartford, a rare 2-goal lead on the season. Edwards awaits the whistle by Alyssa Nichols. Goal! Kyle Edwards in the 57th minute makes it 3-1 Athletic.
Penalty taker for club and country, and rarely makes an error from 12 yards.
So, down a man, Hartford gets the call in the box against Dotson, the former Hartford Athletic player, and Edwards did not miss. Beautifully placed.
I have to give loads of credit to Andre Lewis for that one. Because if he'd played it when when Kyle Edwards wanted it played, then he would have been offside. And Edwards has got the crowd on their feet.
A rare 2-goal advantage for Athletic this season. Since 2018, the Fix has been Hartford County's leading wellness spa. Whether you need a quick B12 shot to increase energy or a vitamin infusion to rehydrate, this is the place to reset your mind and body. Take time, treat yourself, and invest in your health. 3-1 Athletic, 2 for Edwards. Allen avoids a tackle. That's the first brace for Hartford since Ariel Martinez against Charleston last year here in October.
It was also the last time they scored 3 or more goals at home.
Rodriguez ahead to Dotson. Sails it over the goal. Goal kick for Joe Rice.
The one thing that Hartford need right now is a win, by hook or by crook. By not playing well, by playing brilliantly, right? When you go through the run that Hartford are going through right now, you're unlikely to get the win by playing brilliantly. It's about scratching your way through it. It's about making sure you're in the right place at the right time, taking your chances when you get it. It's about not shooting yourself in the foot. They've done that, but they could still get out of this with the victory, despite being down to 10 men.
First time Hartford has scored 3 goals in a game since the opening game loss at Monterey Bay. Here's Hartford on the attack again. Merrill's pass deflected, but goes right to Rito, but ball carries over there. It's offside, I'm sorry. Fifshel had the flag up on the near side.
That Monterey Bay game was gloriously chaotic.
Well, and chaos was a word that Ben Pierman used to describe this league this week in our conference call.
And he's right. Anybody can be anybody.
Robbie Crawford plays the ball back to Patterson. A.J. Patterson on the left. So far, Charleston has really not capitalized on having the man advantage.
No, they've not, but they have moved Robbie Crawford into a more familiar position for him in the middle of the park.
Rodriguez, stutter steps, gets away from Sheldon. Wide open on the right, Markanek. Dotson has it outside the box. Past Markanek, running onto it, shot blocked, rebound, shot wide. Kind of a pinball effect there. Good look at the goal.
Yeah, we've nearly played an hour, and I think a prediction would be the next half hour could be glorious chaos in this one. Because it's going to be attack against counter-attack. Hartford are going to defend. They're going to try and hit on the counter, which they did to get the penalty, which they did a couple of minutes ago as well. Charleston will still believe they can take something out of this game, but can they keep it tight at the back when Hartford have it? Because they know that they're going to get a lot of possession in the second half. And here, for example, Hartford will be absolutely in no hurry to take any free kicks, to take any throw-ins. It's up to the referee and the officials to speed Hartford up. Good luck with that.
And Robbie Crawford walked the ball, or rather Barajas walked the ball over to Rito, who was as you said, taking his sweet time.
That was a basic error from Torres there. That's the least, or the last thing that Hartford can do is give the ball cheaply back because they don't know when they'll get it back from Charleston.
Crawford sends it left to Patterson. Up the left side. Barajas open on the sideline. Plays in the middle. Rodriguez can't get through. Clear it up. Nice move by Rito. Takes a push from behind, and that's going to be a card. Chris Allen absorbs his third card of the year here in the 61st minute.
It's really good play from Rito. Just gets in front of the man and invites the challenge, knowing fine well that he's going to be brought down and the likelihood will be a caution for the opponent.
Flourish Catering, proud to be the official caterer of Hartford Athletic. Flourish Catering offers individually packaged and buffet-style catering for teams, meetings, and organizations. Eat like an athlete with Flourish Catering.
That didn't come off, but that's the right idea. Try and get it in behind.
Allen with space. Lewis did a good job to catch up to him. Now Crawford. Square on the left to win. Coming up in support, Barajas. Has one on the left, instead distributes in the middle to Patterson. Sends it right to Polvera. Charleston up a man. Antoine Openo sent off for his second yellow card, and there just miscommunications between Crawford and Dotson as they stare at one another. This is a Charleston team that started the year red hot. They opened the season 4-0-3 and looked like a dominant side, but they've gone 3-4-1 in their last 8, and they have only one goal in the last 3.5 games.
When I watched that game down in Charleston on the 8th of April, that was a game Hartford should have won.
Right.
They let Charleston back into it.
Now Wynn. Supporting in the middle. Crawford. Back to Declan Wynn. Surveys. Back to Crawford. Crawford distributes on the right to Allen. Allen leaves for Dotson. Drops it back to Dante Polvera. Chips towards the goal. Right to a Hartford foot. They can't clear. Here's Rodriguez. Drops it back to Crawford. One-touch pass to Barajas. Chips to the far post. Header in the air over the goal line.
Really good defending by Luke Merrill. It's a corner for Charleston, but keeper couldn't get there. It was a good deep cross, and Luke Merrill had to ensure that he got a block on it.
Corners are 7-0 in favor of Charleston. Score is 3-1 in favor of Hartford.
Football, eh? Sometimes you look at stats and you've got no idea how the score is, what the score is.
Exactly. As you said earlier this year, you can manage the stats any way you want. Knocked out of there by Edwards. Charleston keeps possession on the far side. Nice move by Rodriguez. Passes to an open man. Here's a shot and a goal. Markanek with his second goal of the match in the 65th minute. And Charleston is right back in it, down 3-2.
Same scoreline as it was back in April, except the other way around, and Charleston are right back in it. That's just a really good finish from a really good finisher.
5th goal of the season for the former Northern Illinois star, Nick Markanek. And up a man, Charleston gets back to within 3-2. Hartford's mettle will be tested here. They've not handled success well at times this season. Merrill goes down. Lewis sent flying. That'll be a foul on Robbie Crawford.
I think when you look at the bigger picture of this game, Joe Rice had a couple of saves that he had to make in the first half just before Charleston got back onto level terms through the free kick from Markanek. The first one was a mistake. The second one rectified the mistake. Apart from that, picking the ball out the back of the net twice, Joe Rice has not had that much to do, but he will be busy, I would expect. And there's another giveaway that time from Juan Pablo Torres. He's been culpable of that a couple of times.
Fidel Barajas, the beneficiary. Westfield Bank, proud to support Hartford Athletic and all they do to make our communities better. Need more convenience from your bank? At Westfield Bank, you can bank your way. Learn more at westfieldbank.com. McGlynn heads it out of danger. Charleston, which has possessed the ball for 82% of the time here in the second half. No surprise with Hartford down a man since the 48th minute. Crawford with plenty of space. Distributes right to Dotson. To Markanek, marked by Torres. Now, here's Barajas. Puts it on the right. Into the box. Lappert covering. Knocked it away from Avila. But it'll be corner kick number 8 for Charleston.
No one can see into the future, but I would be amazed if there's no further scoring in this game. That was really good from Lappert.
In case you're just joining us, where have you been? You've missed a good game so far. Robin Lappert getting the start tonight. Niall Logue and Prince Sadie starting on the bench. Tab Ramos switching the starting lineup again. Not due to injury. Here's a high arcing ball towards the far post. McGlynn knocks it away from it was Sheldon marking it away from Markanek, but it'll be another corner, this time from the right of Rice. And it'll be Rodriguez towards the box, headed in the air. Hartford takes it. Here's Edwards on the run. He's got a man on the left. Plays it a little too far for Rito, and Muse off the line to get it. Now Crawford with plenty of room to run up the left channel.
Yeah, because Rito's in the opposite half right now, having gone forward for that attack when the ball should have been better.
Rodriguez on the right to Dotson, marked by Merrill. Distributes for Beto Avila. Watched by Lappert. Dotson distributes in the middle to Allen. Gives it to Barajas. Taken off the ball by Cave Rod. Lewis accepts the turnover. Lappert plays it back to Joe Rice. 69th minute. 3-2. Hartford on front. 2 goals by Edwards. 1 from the spot. 1 by Lewis. Nick Markanek in a brilliant night with 2 for Charleston.
Yeah, when you know you're not going to get much of the ball and not many opportunities, Hartford in the second half, the quality's got to be better from Kyle Edwards. He does have that in his locker, but he should have found Rito.
Patterson. On the left, Declan Wynn. Taking off the ball. Allen in support. Here's Wynn. Sends it far post. Headed up in the air by Avila over the goal. Goal kick for Joe Rice.
Yeah, the less said about that, the better. I think it was Derek Dodson that had the attempt on goal there. And he did his old club a favour.
Shots are 13-5 in favor of Charleston. Each team with 3 shots on target. Randy's Worcester Street Pizza, the official pizza of Hartford Athletic. Stop by the stadium or visit their other Connecticut locations to enjoy some of the best pizza Connecticut has to offer. Offside flag is up. Edwards trying to break in. Quick restart by Charleston. Second time in 3 games that Hartford has had to endure playing a man. Well, actually, no, they didn't play a man down against Indy. It was 10v10 when Hodge went off. Allen to Rodriguez. Wynn supports on the left. Gets it. Chips. Far post. Dotson can't get the header on it. And it'll be a Hartford goal kick. But we see, Mark, as you alluded to, Charleston really putting on the pressure. Here's the goal.
It's a really good finish, but you've got to try and defend a little bit better, and you've got to feel with all the bodies, how is that getting all the way through from nearly the edge of the 18-yard box? 20 minutes to go. It'll feel like a long 20 minutes for these Hartford Athletic supporters, and for the Charleston fans watching on their local TV station and also on ESPN+, they will have hope not only to get a point out of this, but maybe to get all 3, such is the nature of this second half.
Now Lewis Gives it up to Merrill in support. Watched by Polvaro, who got his first assist of the year on the second Marcanic goal. Cleared away. Counter for Charleston. Plenty of room to run up on the left side. Goes to Barajas, who's been more active in the second half. Plays it square. Robbie Crawford gives it back to Barajas. Allen supports on the left. Errant pass for Barajas. He gets a foot on it. Tips to Crawford. Avila sent in, but too much pace on that one, and it'll be a goal kick.
That's a needless pass from Marcanic.
He can fire.
Not only that, but he's played the harder pass when he's
Right.
got an option to either, as you quite rightly say, take the shot or to send it wide, because they know they're going to have a lot of the ball, but they've got to have quality possession, and this is a waste from Marcanic. Just having a look there, when Charleston had possession of the football, everybody except their goalkeeper and defenders were within 30 yards of the Hartford goal.
We've had just one sub in the match. Or no, actually, we haven't had any subs in the match.
Yeah, Luke Merrill came on
That's
for
right.
Elvis
Luke Merrill
Hamill
came in for
after the
I'm
red
sorry.
card. Yeah,
Right.
but none
Yep.
for
None for
Charleston.
Nope.
Look, they've missed. Of course, they've missed Augie Williams, but still, with all the possession that they've got, they'd be looking to create something more. And we're going to see Makangila and Prince Sadie, a double change for Hartford.
And we're going to see Tristan Traeger, who has not played in 6 games, coming on for Charleston. This is Polvera. Marcanic. Open on the right touch line is Dotson. Back to Polvera.
Yeah, it's 2 defenders for Charleston, and everyone else just freedom and liberty to get forward as they wish.
Arturo Rodriguez tried to work the give and go, but Cave Rod was there to knock it away, but not far enough. Now the 17-year-old, Barajas to Rodriguez. Sends it back. Now Allen. Square on the right. Crawford. Tricky dribbles. Heads towards the top of the box. Gets it back. He leaves it for Patterson. Over on the right, Dante Polvera. 3-2 Hartford. Allen open on the left. Sends it to the overriding win. Knocked out of bounds by Rito.
I'm intrigued here to see who Makangila comes on for, because this has not been a best performance for Juan Pablo Torres. Their change is Chris Allen, who was one of the players booked, being replaced by Traeger. And it is Juan Pablo Torres. That makes sense. He wasn't having the best of games as the rain starts to fall here on the Trinity Health Stadium. The other thing is as well, in his defence, quite rightly so, this has to be mentioned, he is not a defensive midfielder. The other change is Kyle Edwards. So Prince Sadie will lead the line on his own. He's coming on. Makangila also coming on. And off going Kyle Edwards, and off going Juan Pablo Torres.
First time we have seen Beverly Makangila since the 4th game of the year against Orange County. Big night for Kyle Edwards, and the Hartford faithful give him a big round of applause. Declan Wynn with the throw in deep in the Hartford defensive half. Got it to Tristan Traeger. Rod lets it run over the touchline. It'll be a goal kick for Hartford.
Yeah, there was a lot of frustration at all the injuries that Beverly Makangila kept picking up, and they wondered if they could get him back to full strength and full fitness. I'm not sure he'll be 100%, certainly not match fitness. You mentioned he's not played since the 4th game of the season, but he is the type of player that they need. He is the enforcer in there, the protector in front of the back 4, or the back 3 in this case.
Hartford going back to 3 in the back tonight after trying to go 4. Ill-fated against Detroit. Offside flag was up.
This is a big last 15, Joe, for
it's
Prince,
huge. It's huge for Hartford.
For Hartford and for Prince Sadie.
Yep.
Who's come on. He's not looked good since coming back from injury. I know the coaching staff have had words with him and tried to encourage him as much as possible. So he's got an opportunity now, and he knows he'll have to do a lot of defensive work, but he might be called upon on the counter as well.
One touch ball goes over the touch line. The Performance Lab is an all-inclusive model that brings the latest technologies for pain relief, wellness, and mobility together under one roof. With one-on-one treatments and a customized approach to fit your needs, the Performance Lab will get you moving and feeling your best. Along with Mark Donaldson, I'm Joe D'Ambrosio at Trinity Health Stadium. 3-2 Athletic lead, playing a man down after Antoine Openo got a second yellow card. Now Crawford, who's been much more active, gets around Rod easily. Ball goes out of bounds off of Macangila. Cave Rod has to play that much better.
10th corner compared to none for Hartford. It's the quality of the delivery. Sometimes it's been good. They're trying to put pressure on Joe Rice with a deep ball to the back post, and that's where the majority of their players are lined up.
Coming from the right of Rice. Sends it out. And corner number 11 on the way after the ball was headed over the goal line. So we'll go this time to the left of Rice. Boy, Crawford is wide open at the top of the box. Instead, the chip towards the middle. Cleared out of there by Rito. Trapped by Crawford. Drops it back to reset. Here's a nice pass inside. Too far, trying to hit Patterson, and it'll be a goal kick for Joe Rice. Holiday Inn Express Newington, conveniently located in the heart of the dining and shopping district of Newington on the Berlin Turnpike, Route 5 and 15. Whether you need one night or an extended stay, the hotel will make your stay convenient and cost-effective.
Need to lie down after this, no matter what happens at the end.
Flag is up. Sadie called for the foul. Prince Sadie had started all 11 games played this year, but he came out at halftime on Wednesday night. And as Mark said, since coming back from that injury, just has not looked like the player who was one of the best in USL Championship the first 6 weeks of the season.
Yeah, scored the opening goal down in Charleston as well.
Had been the fastest goal of the year for Hartford till Edwards put it in the 11th minute at Indy 11. And again, possession time in the second half is meaningless because it's 11 v 10.
Yeah, but they've got quality possession now when Robbie Crawford has moved into the middle.
Mark Koenig tried to make something happen. Rod knocks it away. Sheldon, almost a dangerous giveaway, and cleared into the Hartford defensive end where Patterson plays it back. So Hartford's got one possible change left. I'm not sure I see, unless they want to bring Danny Barrera in for someone. Once again, Charleston, up a man controlling. Patterson with plenty of space on the left to win. Plays to Markanek. Now in the middle, Crawford. Distributes on the right to Barajas. Now Dotson. Tries to play it up ahead. Charleston gets it back. Polvera. Gets it back. Puts it towards goal. Far post. Here's a shot. Patterson coming up. Had space. Just airmailed it.
Declan Wynn's body shape's got to be better because he's done so well to get the freedom, to get the space. But that was a defender trying to finish like a striker. And there's cramp now because they've put so much into this game with just over 10 minutes remaining. And I think Cave Rad's been pretty solid in this second half. And I mean, from a Hartford perspective, yeah, there's been nervy moments, but there's so much better with a 3 at the back than they are with a 4 at the back. And yes, they are conceding, but what's this, the 15th different lineup selected? And it's been like that because of injuries and suspensions. They just need a break. 10 minutes to try and hold on to this one.
Lapper in an aerial duel. Looked like a handball, not called on Crawford.
Yeah, proximity might have been the reason that wasn't given, but Tab Ramos and his coaching staff weren't happy.
Dotson up ahead on the right. Played to Rodriguez on the ground. Looking for space against Merrill. Has to go backwards with it. Barajas tackled away by Merrill. Oh, they call a foul there. Looked like a pretty good tackle from Luke Merrill, but instead Charleston regains possession. Quickly, the restart. Tackled away by Merrill.
He's been good since he came on. He won the penalty as well.
Played very well.
This is not a position that he's used to.
Tonight's Business Alliance partner of the match, Lyco Incorporated. Hartford holding on to a 3-2 lead, and Lappert sends it into the food truck area, and it'll be corner number 12 for Charleston.
Once again, Robbie Crawford, edge of the box, totally unmarked, and Rito has seen the potential danger.
Ball was thrown from the food court, kicked out of play. Corner to the left of Joe Rice. Once again, Crawford wide open. Instead, the in-swinger.
Good.
And Rice off the line to play it. Good aggressive goalkeeping by Joe Rice.
And when you come out, you've got to get, and that's good distribution as well.
Rito with plenty of room to run. Edgardo Rito.
Prince Sadie there. He's run 5 yards offside. He's just taken himself totally out of the game as an option for Rito. He's got to be better than that, Prince Sadie.
So back we go the other way. Most of this second half, since the Openo red card being played in the Charleston offensive half of the field. Crawford to a wide open win. Now Rito back on him. Gets it back. Played back to Crawford. Square on the right it goes to Barajas. Up to Dotson. Left footer towards the box. Lappert's there to stop it and play it up ahead on the left.
Really good from Lappert.
Now here's Prince.
Touch.
Sadie just taken right off the ball, and that's going to go against Lappert. He's not believing that call.
No, it was a foul by Prince Sadie initially that he's called it back for. It takes some doing to be more of a hindrance than a help to your own team. But Prince Sadie, I don't know what's happened to him since he's come back.
At what point does it become mental?
I think that's what it is, because his talent's there. You don't suddenly become a bad player overnight.
Right.
I don't know if it's belief or whatever, but it has to be. And I understand why they've taken him inside. And basically, I mean, what I'm sure they've done, they've shown him his good stuff from the start of the season, because we all go through funks in life. That's what happens. It's how you get out of that. And it's very difficult if you're constantly surrounded by negativity and to try and get that positivity. But you've got to be strong. You've got to be tough mentally. It's not easy, but I mean, he's not done anything since coming on.
Head athletic trainer Mike Diaz, who we've seen far too much in home games this year. It's just been one of those seasons for Athletic, but they are holding on, trying to get the 3 points as you look at the freshman.
Well, the problem here, Joe, is that because Robin Lappert has required some treatment, there's the foul initially before the challenge on Lappert. Lappert's had to go off. So they're playing with 9 men right now until Lappert gets to come back on. This is like a 5-on-3 in a power play in hockey.
Lappert looking to get waved back on. Here's a chip. McGlynn, who's been strong on the back. Sadie tries to dribble it out of there.
Good tackle.
Sheldon tackled adroitly. Now Arturo Rodriguez tries to get around Rod. Gets it back, but they can't control, and it's cleared up. It's stopped at the center circle. Constant pressure by Charleston. They've taken the last 8 shots of the game. Hartford's last shot was the shot on the penalty kick by Kyle Edwards, and that came in the 57th minute.
Way back when, there used to be a law in football, the 6-second law, and the goalkeeper could only hold on to it for 6 seconds. If he if he had his way, Joe Rice, he'd be holding on to this for 6 minutes to take Hartford into added time.
Rice will punt it up the field, looking for Sheldon, but it's taken away by Patterson. Hartford Athletic proud to team up with Stop and Shop in all of our community efforts as we work together year-round in the fight against food insecurity. 87th minute, 3-2 Hartford. Charleston pressing for the equalizer. Marcanics had both their goals. Plays it up ahead. Traeger knocked over the goal line. Corner kick Charleston.
We used to play in school football. If it was tied at the end of the game, it would go to corners. I wonder who would win on corners tonight. 13-0.
Yeah.
Wow.
But so far, they really haven't threatened.
Oh, Joe, don't say that.
No, you got to tell the truth. It's like a no-hitter, Mark. Come on.
Stop it.
Here's Rodriguez. Puts it along the ground. Crawford's been open on that play. Back to Rodriguez. Far post. Rice tips it away, and there's the tying goal. It is the ex-Hartford Athletic, Derek Dotson, in the 87th minute, and Charleston has come from 2 down to tie the match at 3.
There goes your no-hitter, Joe.
The first of the season for Derek Dotson. Rice could not corral the rebound. Dotson did. And the game all even at 3.
That's got so much whip on it by Arturo Rodriguez. It's really tough on Hartford, but you've got to expect the unexpected. You've got to react better. And there just weren't enough bodies to be able to react to it. And all credit to Derek Dodson. Had to be him, didn't it, the former Hartford player. And they'll feel they can win this one.
Avila clearly offside as they went long to him. So Derek Dotson on the rebound in the 87th minute to tie the game at 3. And now if you're Hartford, one of the issues besides being down a man is the 2 strikers you started the game with are on the bench.
No, but you take a point right now, without a doubt. It's a high boot, though. He's not happy at that, Rito. Got to be careful. Got to keep those emotions in check.
Rito and Marcanic exchange words. And I believe it's Rito who's going to be booked. Yep. His 4th yellow card of the season. Let's get the replay on this. As Rito was not happy.
That's dangerous play. It's a foul. Say what he likes. He's got to keep his emotions in check. That is a foul in every game of football in any park across the world.
That is the 5th yellow card against Hartford tonight.
783rd this season.
They had 6 in the home game against Orange County. Dotson with a nice change of direction. Plays it back for Barajas. Fidel Barajas to Crawford, who's basically been unmarked for much of the second half. Plays a game of catch with Patterson. In the middle it goes. Win to the open Patterson. Cross to to Pulvero, who stepped back. Now Rodriguez lays it off to Dotson. Charleston up a man since the 48th minute. Now Patterson with room on goal, and he scores!
My word.
A.J. Patterson from distance in the 90th minute, and Charleston goes on top 4-3.
Our Hispanic colleagues would describe that as a golazo. What a hit. And what a way to win this game. And the Hartford fans are not happy with what they're seeing.
3 unanswered goals, and once again, Hartford giving up late goals. That's 8 goals this year in the 81st minute or later. Drilled it off the post, in on the far side, and it's 4-3. Brignall Vineyards, stoppage time. There are 5 minutes of stoppage time left, but Hartford is wondering what they have to do to win as Joe Schmidt, a midfielder from Ohio, get set to check in for Charleston Battery.
I'll tell you what they have to do, starting from the next game, and it should have been this game, and the game before that, and the game before that. Their discipline. It is an ill-disciplined side. And Antoine Opino has cost his team. Never mind this, but I've only had one foul or I've only had 2 fouls. Don't give the referee or the officials a decision to make if you're on a yellow card, regardless of whether you thought it should or shouldn't have been a yellow card. Because just like Tristan Hodge did last week, you've let your teammates down.
Barajas got a helper on the goal by A.J. Patterson. Now Traeger. Wide open Markanek. Top of the box it goes. McGlynn takes it off Barajas' boot. Undisciplined for Hartford, and again, late game misery.
It's a broken record now.
Yeah. Same step as before. Rod up ahead to Rito as Hartford presses, but it's 3-on-6. Rito plays for Sadie. Tackled off the ball and taken away by Rodriguez. And here's Arturo Rodriguez up the left side. Too much touch. Rod takes it away.
Sometimes I think as well with Prince City there's an element of trying too hard. That sounds daft, but...
Off the foot of Merrill. Lappert on the volley. But only white shirts are there. Patterson, the goal scorer. Or rather, Wynn played it to Patterson. As we are into stoppage time. 5 minutes of stoppage time. Hartford trying to get the equalizer. Macangila called for the foul on the far side. And that will only work in the favor of Charleston as they will bring Joe Schmidt into the game for Beto Avila. And they will also bring Andrew Booth into the match, and he will replace Nick Markanek.
What a way to celebrate your 100th appearance for Charleston Battery. That was the hit of all hits. Now, Hartford would argue that if their luck was in, it would have hit the post and come out. But take nothing away from A.J. Patterson, an absolute stunner, fit to win any game. And for Charleston to be 3-1 down, and probably feel hard done by being 3-1 down, it says a lot about their focus and their determination and what a difference Robbie Crawford has made since moving from left back. And he's not a left back, but he had to this evening into that central area.
Rodriguez, and they're going to call Lappert for the foul there. And is he going to get booked? Looks like he is. 6th yellow for Hartford. That ties their season high. Robin Lappert, just his 2nd yellow of the year. On this team, that should get him a trophy. So they help Barajas up. But once again, from a rather dangerous spot on the pitch, it'll be a direct. They're also getting set to bring Aiden Apodaca in the game. And that would be his 100th appearance in USL.
This is all about ball retention. Don't need to go anywhere. Keep the ball in the corner, see it out, and take 3 points.
4 corners. Dean Smith would love it. Looked like the ball went out. Now they call it out.
There's been a few this season that have been really tough to take for Hartford, Joe. This might be up there as, when you lead 3-1, this might be up there as the hardest to take.
I would say the 2 games against Charleston.
Well, they were 1-0 up in April, and they were 2-1 down. So they've never had that 2-goal advantage against Charleston.
Aiden Apodaca in for Barajas. I'm not sure they've been up 2 goals on anyone this year.
Well, they beat Loudon 2-0.
Right, that's right. But that might be the only one.
In the USL, yeah, because
Yeah,
Lansdowne
because Lansdowne, they
in the
beat
US Open Cup, I think you're
Yep.
right.
Sadie can't control. Charleston takes it back. As we have already exceeded our stoppage time. Luke Merrill, who came on as a sub, splits the double team. Has it taken off his boot. Back comes Charleston on the counter, leading 4-3 as we approach full time. Tackled by Lappert over the goal line. This will be the 14th corner kick.
That's it.
But there won't be a 14th kick made. We have reached full time. And for a team that has absorbed disappointing losses this season, this one may be as disappointing as ever. As the coaches shake hands at the middle of the field. A world-class goal by A.J. Patterson in stoppage time. As you see Derek Dotson having a word with referee Alyssa Nichols. 3 unanswered in the final 25-plus. Charleston comes away with 3 points. Back with our closing comments next here on MyTV9 and ESPN+. Don't miss our next match right here at Trinity Health Stadium next Saturday, June 24th at 7 p.m. against Indy 11. Go to hartfordathletic.com for tickets and more information. Well, the game turned on the Antoine Opino second red card, or second yellow card in the 48th minute that resulted in Hartford playing down a man. Charleston capitalized on it. Even though Hartford got a third goal to go up 3-1 by Edwards, from the spot, after that, it was all Charleston.
It was. We were trying to clarify if it was dissent or a foul for the second yellow card, and we believe it was for a foul. And again, I'll go back to what I said. You can't say, oh, but ref, I've only had 2 fouls. It's the severity of the foul. Did the first one merit a yellow card? No, it didn't. But he got a yellow card, so he's got to be on his best behavior. And we didn't get another chance to have another look at what he was sent off for. But the players right now are absolutely and utterly dejected out there. You can't ask for much more effort-wise than the Hartford players put in to this one. But when is it going to turn for them? They're 3-1 up, and they lose 3 goals because they're a man down. It's really tough to take, and they've got to find a way. They've got to find a way to pick them up because they've got another game next Saturday against Indy 11.
Hartford falls to 2-9-4. With the win, Charleston goes to 8-4-4. Our final, Charleston Battery 4, Hartford Athletic 3. For Mark Donaldson and our crew, I'm Jody Ambrosio. We thank you for watching on MyTV9 and ESPN+.